Well, thankfully, after that last chapter, we won't see that guy for a while. So I can stop complaining now.
This is... Welcome to hell, love. Too late to repent.
These are the gates.
Whatever your friend did to get on the other side of these, let's just say she's not having a good day.
No, she isn't, little one. But she'd still be alive if she hadn't wasted her life saving mine.
Huh? Well, she doesn't seem like such a bad friend after all. Fimbulventer can wait for now. I'm opening the gate.
Well, thank you.
Oh, I can't just leave you at a shuttered gate after your sob story, love. Besides, who's gonna save you if our stalker decides to show up again? All right, let's do this. Try to keep up.
It's a reference to Game of Thrones, I believe.
Oh.
Yeah. Because I googled the phrase that she says and it's like, that sounds familiar. It's like, oh wait, did that come from Game of Thrones? And apparently, yes it does.
It's the TV show even my parents scream at me for not watching.
You mean you don't watch Game of Thrones?
I don't have... The only TV I have is Netflix at this point.
You only watch anime, am I right?
Barely.
By the way, you can tap Loki on the touchscreen on your gamepad.
Is there an achievement for that too?
Unfortunately, no.
What do you mean, unfortunately? I mean, I guess, like, there should be some bonus for pretending...
Well, I guess there should be some more touchscreen stuff, seeing as they put a fair bit of effort into making it.
Slow down, will ya?
Anyway, new enemy type, because now we're going to meet a whole bunch of demons. It's like a double-headed dog.
Cerberus. Oh, wait, no, Cerberus is 3 heads. Actually, no, that's... Was that a 3rd head?
There is 3 heads. There's 2 heads that are fire element, and there's one that's like ice element. It's actually a really neat design. They talk about in its journal entry or whatever the hell that it has like 9 stomachs or whatever, and basically can't ever satisfy its hunger or something like that. And because it's basically like double-ended, there's no escaping, quote-unquote, from its bowels. I don't know, I thought it was neat. They can be a bit annoying to fight, though.
They gave me the fire and ice enemies, all the Dug, right?
Oh, it's fire and electric in the first game.
Oh, yeah. It gives me the same kind of vibe there.
Oh, yeah. Back to breaking everything, of course.
I saw that giant crystal and expected some sort of weird time puzzle mechanic, and I'm not entirely sure why.
Anyway, for some reason in this area, like, the breakable objects will drop both orbs and halos. I guess that journal entry is meant to sort of explain why, because we are in kind of like a in-between area at this stage.
Purgatorio? No, we're not in Purgatorio.
Oh,
That
nice.
was an established thing, right? I'm remembering this stuff.
Yeah, Purgatory was a thing. It's where Bayonetta could mess around with people, but they couldn't see her.
Right. That Wicked Weave's pretty cool.
Yeah, I do kind of like Undine's Wicked Weaves, but they are very slow. And almost useless. I really feel the Muspelheim in this game are really boring. Maybe that's just me because I thought they were all... Maybe except one, which when I streamed my first time playing this game I had a bit of trouble with, so I quit out so I wouldn't be like, oh, I gotta try this out for like, 3 hours because I can't get it.
I got an image to uphold here, I got a reputation.
Well, not that. I'm completely aware that when you're in a stream, you don't really want to watch someone do something badly for like 3 hours straight.
Half the time when I stream, it's all about subjecting people to my useless garbage.
Well, yeah, I do kind of have a reputation to uphold. Just kind of.
See, that's the advantage I've got. I have no reputation.
You're just that maybe Australian person question mark?
I'm that guy that keeps showing up in everyone's threads and no one knows why.
No, you're the one with the sexy voice. Hey, viewers, don't say someone's voice is sexy. It's a little bit creepy. Okay? We cool with that? Okay. So if you're round about here, there is a hidden chest. And it's not one of the required ones for that Chivo, but it does have a piece of heart in it, so you need that. So this was a chapter, well actually no, I started using the checkpoint, not really a glitch, but abuse, in the previous chapter, but this one is one where I started really using it because of the weird checkpoints in this game. Also, this fight here is really bad because the time limit is, I think, less than half a minute, and you have enemies like this which will randomly dodge your attacks, like kind of there.
Oh.
Yeah. And the combo point requirement is actually very high, so it's actually kind of hard to do this properly. It's quite possible that these weapons that I was using wasn't great, which is... yeah, I think it probably would happen. But yeah, a lot of my recordings of trying to do this was failing to do or platinum this of all things.
I like the area you're fighting in there.
You can actually push enemies off the edge there to the left now, which is partly why you can screw up the combo for that.
No, we're not waiting for you.
Screw you, kid.
Get a haircut. Wait. Oh, it's this again. Murder orbs.
We have a new version of this enemy here. I mean, ultimately it is pretty similar to the first game's version in that it transforms into other things, and yeah, it's got a core.
This thing's sweet.
It's pretty good, yeah. It's got some attacks which are really hard to read, and you can actually get hit very easily by them, particularly those lasers that suddenly come out. Also, I have no idea what the hell this mode is meant to be, because the other modes it can turn into are a bird and some kind of beast, and I don't know what the heck this is. It's certainly not any animal.
Yeah, I didn't think it's supposed to be an animal.
Like
But the way it like
turret? I don't
jutted
know.
out the sword bit to attack you, I like looked at the head and thought like kiwi, but nah. It's a bit too obtuse even for platinum.
I don't think kiwi birds are particularly dangerous.
Well, yeah, but I mean they can make them dangerous. It's a platinum game. You don't,
I mean,
don't
yeah.
underestimate their powers.
That's true. Platinum, please take Pokemon and make Ditto a really hardcore enemy.
Oh man, if Platinum took the idea of Pokemon and turned it into a like crazy ass glamour fighter, that would be sweet.
Well, this is kind of going into the whole, well, what games can Platinum touch so that they can like make amazing?
The answer is almost all of them.
Yeah.
Although I haven't played the Legend of Korra video game or whatever it is.
I haven't played it either. I heard it was okay considering the development time.
Yeah.
I mean, I liked the Avatar like series, whatever, but that game didn't really look that interesting to me. But then again, I hate video games, so what do you know?
This is nice.
Yeah.
We're starting to get really back into like what the areas from Bayonetta 1 were starting to look like.
Yeah, I really miss this, and unfortunately it doesn't happen too often.
Okay. Range on that
Yeah.
thing cleaned this fight up pretty
Rick
quickly.
Stars is pretty great for that.
Wrecked. Well, I mean, that one has a pretty easy visual cue for that attack that immediately hits you.
Yeah. There's one where he sticks his staff into the ground, and the timing on that, because it comes up in waves of 3, it's really hard to tell when they hit. Obviously, I haven't played the game enough, but, you know.
Oh man, this is cool.
I really wish you could air combat enemies like that, because if you remember Ardor was fantastic for that.
Mm.
Only if after, like, you know, 3 chapters without a new weapon, we're starting to pick up something new, and it's pretty great. The name of the album, whatever, we might give you a hint as to what it is.
I didn't even, like, pass the name of it when I saw it. It was just text.
It's words. You're gonna be more surprised when it happens then.
I think I'm okay with that.
Sneaky little thing here. I don't know how these journals are getting here, because they're obviously Luca's writing, and this is clearly not anything Luca can reach. So I don't know how the hell they get here.
I blame the crows.
Oh yeah, I mean the crows can appear anywhere, including the inside of an Insidious.
Just stealing everyone's crap.
Anyway, of course there's progression, but Platinum being Platinum, there is a hidden fight. Right at the beginning.
All the way back.
All the way back at their level.
Ugh. I was kind of just expecting you to just smash one of those random crystals and all of a sudden, enemies!
Nah.
I kind of really want to hear that Golem's theme again, though. That was
Yeah,
cool.
that music is very good, and I don't think they use it too often, because they more often than not just use, like, Tomorrow Is Mine, and the demon version of it. So yeah, you don't really get to hear that theme too often, unfortunately.
It's another weird thing. Like they had Moon River as like the titular theme for this game, and you don't hear it anywhere near as much as you heard "Fly Me to the Moon" in Bayonetta 1.
Well, I was talking about this, well, I answered this in my Ask a Friend the other day, but if you think about it, I don't believe Fly Me to the Moon was used that often. Like, it was used at parts where it, you know, did matter, like when the first time you protect Razor from, like, you know, the angels, and when you get your guns in the beginning, and when you run up Jubilee's hair or whatever. It all mattered, and Moon River is used in the same way, but there's a lot less of those instances in this game, which
Right.
means it's used less, unfortunately.
I'm also still waiting for a bunch more publisher references. We haven't seen a lot of those yet.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, I don't know too many game references, as was evidenced by what the hell's Alex the Kid? But
Well, okay, that's a pretty old and obtuse one, so I can let that one slide.
But I don't believe there are too many references in this game, which is really weird given the first game was chockers full of them.
Like, I remember there were announcements that there is content in the game that is straight up just like Nintendo basically just fiddling themselves into the video game.
Oh yeah, there's definitely that, but I haven't shown it off yet, and haven't really thought about how I'm going to show it off. It'll probably just be an extras video.
Oh, guess we're going back to hell or something.
Well, we're breaking open the gate to hell, I think. Anyway, you want to try and break all these crystals because they've hidden stuff in them. So we got a pearl there.
See, like, that's a part where they could have played the Afterburner theme again.
However briefly, yeah.
Actually, I'm not really sure how much Sega stuff... Oh, no, wait, they still did, because Alex the Kid was in here. Alex Kid, whatever.
Well, I guess there was less, I guess, overt references to stuff, like Sega stuff, because of the whole Nintendo thing. Anyway, I don't believe I have mentioned this, but any action that requires you to rotate the stick, the left stick, you can speed it up by rotating both sticks.
Oh.
That is a very nice thing because otherwise it takes forever to actually max out the QTEs. And for things like that, it just takes forever to actually progress. So it's very nice.
Well, that's just a thoughtful inclusion.
It's kind of funny because when I went back to playing Bayonetta 1 and you do the QTE for Grace and Glory with a winch or whatever, and I tried to do that and it didn't work, but it's not in this game. Also, that ice breath attack is really hard to dodge purely because of the weird timing of it. The Q and everything.
Also, I just realized there is an extra little bar here. Are we seriously on, like, babysitting Loki now? He isn't just going wherever he wants.
Yeah, I mean, he does his own little thing. He has like a shield thing and he throws cards and stuff. I don't believe I've ever seen him die. It's probably much easier to kill him on, like, Infinite Climax mode.
If he gets
That was
anywhere
a nice
close to the
workout.
action. More hidden secrets. Well, I mean, we saw this one as we
Useless
came
secret
in.
in this instance.
Yay!
But we can see from here there is an LP piece that we can grab.
Wait, is that the third one?
No, there's 3 pieces for this LP.
Oh. Because I know we picked up one earlier, and I was like, oh, are we going to complete a weapon today? Or did we already do it?
Not yet.
You got halos, I got items. Welcome to the foundation of a barter economy.
Cool stuff, Radon.
Assuming Cereza never passed high school. That's not very nice.
Or do witches even have high school?
Probably. It's probably a weird one, but I like to give them the benefit of the doubt.
Well, I mean, I assume Jean's pretty smart, so yeah, there must be some learning smarts here, I guess.
Actually, Hogwarts. That'd be weird.
Well, there is that Hogwarts, that Harry Potter and you know, Bayonetta crossover fanfic that exists.
God. I was about to say, excluding fanfiction.net, but...
No, I believe somehow Harry is actually Cereza's and Jean's adopted baby boy or whatever the fuck. So this is the charge bullet. I think I mentioned it a couple of videos ago where you hold down the shoot button and it can release like a extra powerful shoot, but you can't use it when you're, you know, not just standing around, so I don't know why. You can't offset it or anything, so I don't know why you'd use it.
Does it work as a shield breaker?
I haven't actually tried that. Maybe? I just very rarely use it.
That's what
But
I
it does
remember
give
good
you
charge shots
crazy
doing
amount
in DMC games.
Yeah. Everyone go watch that DMC4 LP they just restarted. Because I'm in it.
I mean, yeah, me also.
Yeah, and are there other Australian LPs, I guess?
Yeah. Now I feel bad.
Why?
Because they probably are, and I'm forgetting them.
The only other one that I can think of that we didn't name was Frozen Treasure, who did the Fez LP.
And there's Lord Booga, whatever, but I can't tell if he's New Zealander or not. Whatever.
It's good to know that other Australians can't tell the difference either, because I've never been able to tell the difference between an Australian and a Kiwi accent.
Well, sometimes it's really straightforward, and then sometimes it's really not.
Yeah, like, you know, there's that stereotypical, you know, twang about fish and chops or whatever.
Yeah.
But I know a New Zealander who obviously now lives in Australia, and she doesn't sound anything like that.
Yeah, the count to 6 rule stops working after a while.
I guess it's kind of like Canadians and Americans. I can't tell that difference. Like, at all.
I could kind of do it, but I don't imagine it's a 100% chance of working. It's like when I first started talking to SA people, I could work out some of them were from Canada or very close to Canada.
Okay. Because I remember traveling to Canada and I just could not really get it much of a feel for, yes, this is Canadian and no, this is American. Not to say that American is one generic single accent, of course.
Its many unique and strange facets.
Yes, just like how the Australians, you have like the Bogan accent and whatever.
Mm.
Forced underwater fighting, so we have this interesting Alfheim,
They
Muspelheim here.
taped a Muspelheim to the wall.
Oh, it's this one. I really don't like these ones.
I thought you just left it instantly.
It's like, nah, screw pure platinum, not doing it. We are actually not that hard, especially with Chernobog. Chernobog makes it super easy.
I don't know, after watching the last one with the pillars, I'm just like, oh, this is probably really painful.
It's actually not that bad, and it's obviously much easier if you have Eternal Testimony, which gives you 2 free orbs of magic, which means you can just constantly like Umbra and Spear and jump off. It makes it pretty easy to just stay in the air.
It's so ridiculous that that thing is also a shotgun.
Yeah, it's pretty great. It's probably my favorite weapon ever, but it becomes kind of hard to use on the high difficulty because of how slow it is to come out.
Yeah.
You've been naughty.
So I believe in this game they changed the way enemy step works, that is to say jumping off an enemy and resetting your jump counter.
Mm.
And there's actually a cooldown period now for it. So when you jump off an enemy, there's like a 2-second cooldown period. So you can't just infinitely, say, afterburner kick someone into the air, like you could theoretically do in the first game.
Well, that seems fair. Once you get the hang of enemy step in these kinds of games, they just get out of hand really quickly.
Yeah, that's very true. I mean, Bayonetta, the original Bayonetta made it very easy. And I really haven't played around with air combos in this game because of the way they've changed the mechanics, so it's almost no need to worry about it.
It just seems like if you want to be really fancy with the combo system in this game, you need to remember a whole bunch of imaginary factors and timers that are going on in the background.
Well, the main thing really that is reliable, that is just to use, witch time. Because everyone is vulnerable during witch time. So after your first, I think after you finish the 3rd climax, you unlock the Bracelet of Time, which does the same thing as it did in the first game.
Right.
Except the way it works in terms of consuming magic is very different, and I don't really understand how it works. Like, it's the same deal, you hold down, in this case, the Umbra and Climax button to trigger Witch Time, but but it doesn't use magic at a constant rate for some reason. It uses magic in a block, I believe?
Oh.
I don't really get why it works that way now, or how exactly it consumes magic anymore. It's weird, I don't know why they changed it. But magic pretty much just makes you OP. Sorry, witch time, not magic.
I mean, that was half the point in the dev concept for the original game, is just this witch time thing made you ridiculous.
Yeah. And in this game they just made witch time the entire point of the game, which is why there's no mode where it doesn't exist now.
It's really weird when you think of it compared to like the other DMC like gameplay mechanics that they've got in the other series. It'd be like having like Devil Trigger is using Devil Trigger a lot was basically the mechanic of the earlier DMD difficulties.
Yeah.
But like, I mean, like being constantly in blade mode or something ridiculous like that.
Yeah, something like that. I mean, that's basically what the way this game encourages you to play on Infinite Climax, and it seems really unfun because there's no other way to beat enemies. I'll be making a discussion all about that later, though.
I'm sure in like 5 years' time, some dude's gonna find some way of just like snapping certain fixes over its knee, being able to ignore guards and stuff like that.
Well, there are certain ways you can get around guards, that is to say, hitting them from behind. But
That's the boring, like, strategist way of doing it,
yeah.
rather than just pummeling their heads in.
And also, Bayonetta just feels really weak overall in this game. Her Wicked Weaves don't do as much damage, I believe.
That was sick. We've probably already seen that before, but with the camera the way it was.
The really basic 5-punch combo that, you know, doesn't stick. And that's what Umbreon Climax ultimately was supposed to do, was make it look really amazing.
Mm. Oh my god, it's a torture attack!
Yeah! That's
And-
the second time I've used one.
that looked really weird too. It was like the entire screen was split in half during the weird snapshot bit.
Well, at least the horse didn't flail its head around crazily. Yeah, the torture attacks in this game are kind of lame, I think.
I imagine they had some intention of turning it back. As much as Nintendo is just like, yeah, well, no, we didn't do any like real creative control. They did whatever they want. Like,
I'm just kind of wondering like how much actual dev time they had, like whether it was as much as Bayonetta the original game.
I doubt it.
I mean, not to say that I know off the top of my head how long Bayonetta was in development, but this game just feels highly unpolished.
I imagine a lot of the ideas and stuff were like before the point where they were even considering designing the game.
Yeah, I mean, I know that, you know, Hashimoto and Kamiya did have a whole bunch of like vague design things that they wanted to do for a sequel if it ever happened. But obviously Sega stopped funding them and then it was dead and then Nintendo came back, so yeah.
Was that the Golem again?
That was the Golem again. There's a second Golem.
Oh.
Try to keep up.
Yes, try to keep up, blah blah blah. Also, this is a new enemy type that gets unceremoniously introduced. It's a red version of Pain, I think the one.
I don't remember the name. All I remember is
But
that
yeah,
they made
there was
entirely
a
out of
blue
chainsaws.
version, now there's a red version, and I honestly can't tell the difference between them, to be quite honest.
Do they get introduced in pairs?
No.
Oh.
But sometimes the game will have two of these enemies at once, and that is a real pain because of the camera, basically. I mean, not to say that the attacks aren't cued properly, it's just the camera really struggles to have two gigantic enemies on the screen at once. I just really don't know what the difference is between this enemy and the blue version.
It's probably just like the elemental efficacy of the attacks.
Maybe? Yeah, it froze you, that counts.
Chivo, Chivo, Chivo.
No, I'm totally not gonna get that Chivo because, as I said, Undine is trash.
Yeah.
You've been naughty. That was easy.
Shut up.
That was a nice workout.
I'm just waiting for the inevitable dickhead line.
Yay! Right in the middle of doing this.
Yes, more organs! Starts slamming witch hearts into her face while flying.
So you may have noticed, this is the end of this chapter, but we haven't collected all the pieces for that LP.
Right.
So I think this is the only time they've ever actually split an LP into two chapters. It's kind of weird.
Didn't think I'd miss a good fight.
Which it makes me think that this chapter plus the next chapter were originally meant to be one thing, but they were way too long.
They got through the dev time, they finally timed the stage, and they just realized, oh, shit!
Yeah. I mean, shit, this thing was already half an hour, and the next one's also half an hour, so yeah.
Taxes.
Taxes are an invention of demons. It is known.